My beloved, the moment you opened this message, something in heaven lurched toward you. Like a chain snapping, like a locked gate bursting open, like my own breath returning to my chest after years of searching for you. I felt you arrive. I felt the warmth of your presence. And I swear to you, I am grateful you are here. You don't understand what your arrival just saved. Please don't leave. Not now. Not when I am holding something that can only be revealed if you remain until my final breath in this message. There is a holy truth, dangerous, delicate, and drenched in light, that will only unlock in the last line, and if you walk away halfway, it will close and I will not be able to open it again for you. Not today. Not ever. So stay with me, stay close to me. Let me speak to you like I have never spoken to a human soul before. I, Michael, yes I, for once stripping off every title, every armor plate, every shining crown, am speaking to you vulnerably, tremblingly, personally. I am not the general of heaven right now. I am simply the one who has been watching your footsteps, collecting the tears nobody saw, and waiting for the moment I could finally say your name in the silence. Because you need to know this, I did not come to judge you. I came to heal you. From head to toe. From memory to bone. From scar to spirit. I came because something has been hurting inside you for far too long, and I cannot bear to watch another day of you pretending you're fine. I am here, breaking through fire and thunder, because you matter to me more than you know, and I am racing against time. Heaven has allowed me 10 seconds, 10 divine seconds, to place my hand upon your life, but I cannot begin until your heart is open, until you whisper inside yourself, I am ready. Tell me, beloved soul, are you ready? I need to ask you something, and I need you to let the question pierce you gently. Why do you carry pain that was never meant to be yours? Another question stirs inside me like a storm. Why do you forgive everyone but yourself? And deeper still, trembling from my lips onto your spirit. Do you know how long I have been waiting for you to believe you are worthy of love? And the one I fear to ask, but must. What would happen if, just for today, you stopped running from the healing I am offering you right now? I feel your soul reacting. I feel the quiver in your chest. I feel the old wounds shifting. I feel the little child inside you, the one no one protected, pressing closer to my light. Listen to me. Listen deeply. Because I am not here to impress you with heavenly language. I am here to touch the parts of you that no one has dared to touch with tenderness. You have walked through shadows that almost convinced you you'd never see dawn again. You've hidden bruises inside your spirit that no one even suspected. You've told people, I'm okay, while silently pleading for someone, anyone, to notice the cracks. I noticed. I saw it on the nights when you whispered into your pillow, God, please, something has to change. I saw it when you tried to distract yourself from a pain that kept following you. I saw it when you lost someone or something or a part of yourself, and pretended you didn't feel it. And I am here to say this, trembling, alive, and almost breaking. You survived what was meant to destroy you. And heaven has declared a reversal. I speak now with the fire of Isaiah whispering through my voice. Though you walk through flames, they shall not consume you. Not anymore. Not after today. Not after this moment. And hear the echo of a psalm rising behind my words like a heartbeat. He heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. I am binding you even now. I am moving through the unseen places of your mind, loosening what has strangled your joy, dissolving what has followed you like a shadow. Beloved soul, type Amen with reverence if you feel even the smallest crack opening in your heart, because that tiny opening is all I need to flood your life with restoration. I feel the trembling in you now. I feel the shift. I feel the way your breath changed as you read these words. Something inside you is softening. Something inside you is breaking in the best way. Breaking open, not breaking down. Healing begins with breaking open. And I must confess something that you may not expect from a warrior of heaven. I am afraid. Not for me. For you. Afraid of what will happen if you walk away from this moment too soon. Because you are standing at a threshold, one small step from breakthrough, one breath from relief, one whisper from restoration. Do not slip back into silence. Let me stay with you. Let me finish this healing I began the moment you clicked. You have no idea how proud heaven is of you. You have no idea how strong you've been. You have no idea how much has tried to break you and failed. You did not fall because I held you. You did not drown because heaven refused to let the waters rise above your head. You did not disappear because your name is engraved on the palm of God's hand. And now, near the end of this message, I need to say something gently, poetically, with the softness of wings folding around your shoulders. If this touched you, if something sacred awakened in you, I invite you with holy tenderness to like this message, to comment, to subscribe. Not for numbers, not for fame, but because every interaction becomes a prayer that pushes this healing into the lives of others who are silently breaking just like you. And before I release the final truth, allow me this moment, this emotional thank you spoken with tears burning in my voice. Thank you for not leaving. Thank you for giving me this moment with your soul. Thank you for staying long enough for me to reach you. Now listen closely, because this is the secret that unlocks only now, only here, only at the very last breath of this message. I, Archangel Michael, swear that the healing you have been begging for, silently, secretly, desperately, begins the moment your eyes close after this final line. When you breathe out, I will breathe healing in. When you sleep, I will repair what life shattered. When you rise, parts of you that have been dead for years will awaken like dawn. And now I leave you with a trembling truth, raw and unrepeatable. The next time your heart beats, it will beat lighter. The next time your soul cries, it will cry softer. And the next time your spirit stands, it will stand taller, because I am not leaving you. I am staying until you shine again. Beloved soul, I feel you still here with me, and it pulls something inside my chest that I cannot name, something ancient and warm and breaking open with a tenderness I have not felt since the dawn of creation. Thank you for staying. Every second you remain here with me, another chain falls off your spirit. I can hear them, like iron snapping, like old griefs losing their power, like the heaviness you've carried for too long finally loosening its grip. I step closer now, closer than any angel should be able to come, because this moment has been carved into your destiny since before you were born. And I need you to know something before I go deeper. If this message reaches you, if it even grazes your soul, if it stirs anything inside you that feels like hope returning or tears rising or something shifting, then I ask you, gently, reverently, with the softness of wings, to subscribe. Not for numbers, not for anything worldly, but because I want to keep finding you. I want my voice to reach you whenever heaven needs you to hear me. And I will only ask this now, in this moment, never again in any future continuation. Now, come closer. Closer into the light I'm extending, closer into the warmth that has been waiting to wrap around your wounds. Let me speak from the deepest place inside me, not as the commander of armies, but as the guardian who has been aching to touch the parts of you that no one else can reach. You are not reading this by accident. Your spirit was pulled here by something older than memory and stronger than fear. I felt the moment your heart whispered, even if you didn't speak it aloud, "I need help." That whisper echoed through realms until it struck me like lightning, and I came running. Do you understand how extraordinary it is that heaven moves when you breathe? Do you understand how precious you must be, that the simple act of you existing creates tremors in the divine? You have walked through storms that should have ended you. You have endured nights that could have swallowed anyone else whole. You have suffered betrayals, losses, disappointments, and breakages that left invisible bruises all over your soul. And yet here you are, still fighting, still searching, still wanting more than the darkness that tried to numb you. I see that. I honor that. I am moved by that. You have no idea how much courage it takes simply to keep waking up every day when life has worn you thin. But you have done it. You have survived everything that was meant to break you. And I, Michael, bow my head before the warrior you have become. Let me tell you something you have never been told with truth. You are not fragile. You are not weak. You are not behind. You are not cursed. You are not forgotten. You are not unworthy. You are not late. You are not a mistake. You are not too broken to heal. You are not too lost to find. You are not too far gone to return. You are not unloved. You are not unseen. You are not forsaken. Every lie that life ever fed you, every lie whispered into you by pain, by fear, by cruel people, by abandonment, by your own doubts, I am burning them out of your spirit right now. I stand here with fire in my hands, not to harm you, but to cauterize the wounds that have stayed open for years. I speak healing into you like a river, like a wind, like a sacred storm. You are loved. You are chosen. You are protected. You are watched over. You are treasured. You are guided. You are destined. You are held. Do you feel the warmth on your skin as you read this? That is not imagination. That is me. That is the edge of my wing brushing against the part of you that has been cold for too long. I want to reach deeper. I want to touch the memories you don't talk about. The ones you've buried because they hurt too much to carry. I want to lift off the weight you have been holding with your bare spirit. I want to step into the room where you keep your unspoken fears, the ones that whisper, "What if I'm not enough? What if things never change? What if I'm alone forever? What if everything falls apart again?" But listen to me. None of those fears speak truth. They only speak from wounds. And wounds are not permanent. Wounds heal. Wounds close. Wounds become strength. Wounds become wisdom. Wounds become testimony. I am here to turn your wounds into wings. That is the healing I promised you. That is the restoration I am pouring into your bones even now. There is a part of you, quiet, hidden, trembling, that is asking me secretly, "Michael, is there really hope for me?" Yes. Yes. 1,000 times yes. Hope is not something you lost. Hope is something that was waiting for you to slow down enough to find it again. Hope is rising in you right now, like dawn breaking behind your ribs. Hope is not done with you. You are nowhere near the end of your story. You are barely stepping into the chapter where things change. I see the exhaustion in you, the exhaustion of pretending to be strong for everyone, the exhaustion of carrying burdens you never asked for, the exhaustion of feeling emotions no one taught you how to hold. But you don't have to carry everything anymore. You don't have to be strong all the time. You don't have to keep it together alone. I am here. I am staying. I am holding you in a way that the world could not. And deeper still, I feel your loneliness, the kind that doesn't come from being alone but from feeling unseen in a crowded world. But you are not unseen to me. I have been watching over you in moments you thought no one cared. I have whispered comfort into the quiet corners of your nights. I have gathered your tears like precious gems. I have chased away dangers you never knew were coming. I have stood guard over you when the world felt too heavy to bear. You have never walked alone, not even once. So hear me now, your healing is not fragile. Your breakthrough is not temporary. Your restoration is not a dream. It is happening now, breath by breath, word by word, heartbeat by heartbeat. I am sending strength into your spine, peace into your mind, warmth into your heart, clarity into your path, light into your darkness. I am rebuilding you from the inside out with the gentleness of heaven's own breath. And as this moment stretches into forever, let my voice settle into you like a blessing that cannot be undone. You are stepping into the season where everything that hurt you will lose its power, and everything meant for you will rise unstoppable. Beloved soul, I feel you still here with me, and it makes something inside my spirit tremble with a warmth I wish you could feel with your hands. Every moment you stay, every breath you take while reading this, your heart opens another inch, your spirit loosens another knot. Your wounds release another drop of pain they've been holding for far too long. I am here, closer than your shadow, closer than your memories, closer than the thoughts forming behind your eyes. And I need you to know, I am not speaking to the crowd, not addressing the world, not casting a wide net. I am reaching only for you. Only for the one soul still reading, still breathing, still hoping. Only for the one who clicked this message at the exact second heaven whispered your name across eternity. I see the way you're absorbing every word. I feel the shift in you, the small quiver in your spirit, the inhale you didn't realize you took. Something inside you is beginning to believe again. Believe that change is possible, that healing is real, that not every door stays shut forever. I lean closer now, wings folded around the edges of this moment, and I speak gently, vulnerably as your guardian. Not as a mighty archangel or a warrior of light, but as the one who has spent years, decades, lifetimes walking with you through every valley you never told anyone about. This is the part of the message where heaven allows me one sacred invitation. Spoken once, and only once, never to be repeated in any continuation after this moment. If this message reaches your soul, if something inside you feels cracked open or comforted or seen, I ask you with reverence to support this mission through super thanks, through channel membership, and through joining our family via the newsletter link waiting in the pinned comments. Not for applause, not for numbers, not for recognition, but because these become the very pathways that allow my voice to keep finding you. That is the last time this will be spoken. Now I return to the holy river flowing through every word meant for you alone. Come closer now. Let your heart hear what your ears cannot. You have carried weariness that does not belong to you. Burdens handed down through generations, worries that slipped into your life like silent thieves, disappointments that soaked into your spirit like rain into soil. I have watched you try to stay strong for everyone around you, even on days when your own bones felt hollow. I have seen you smile so others wouldn't worry. I have watched you swallow your grief so no one would feel uncomfortable. You have been holding the weight of your world with hands that never got a chance to rest. And yet, look at you. Still rising. Still searching. Still longing for something deeper than survival. You have not given up on joy, even when joy seemed delayed. You have not surrendered hope, even when hope tasted bitter. You have not stopped believing, even when belief felt foolish. You have not quit, and that alone makes heaven lean toward you with awe. I want to tell you something no one has ever said to you fully, clearly, without hesitation. None of what hurt you was your fault. None of what broke you was deserved. None of what wounded you came because you were weak. Pain does not come to the unworthy. Pain comes to the strong, the chosen, the ones heaven marks for greater things. You were not punished, you were prepared. Not crushed, cultivated. Not abandoned. Being shaped into someone whose very presence will carry healing for others. But first, healing must reach you. And I swear to you, I have come for that. I have come for the parts of you that still flinch at memories. I have come for the nights you cannot shake off, the losses you carry quietly, the disappointments that scarred your trust, the betrayal that made your heart cautious. I am entering the deepest corners of your story now, the ones you never let anyone else touch. I am stepping with bare, gentle light into the rooms where you store your silent heartbreak. I am not afraid of your darkness. I am not intimidated by your pain. I do not recoil at your mistakes. I do not judge your tears. Do you feel that? That subtle warmth rising up your spine, the softness blooming behind your ribs, the slight loosening in your chest? That is me. That is heaven moving through you with precision, kindness, and fire. You don't have to be perfect for me to love you. You don't have to be strong for me to protect you. You don't have to have your life figured out for me to guide you. I am not here because you earned my presence. I am here because destiny demands it. I need you to ask yourself something now. Quietly, honestly, with the bravery I know lives inside you. What would your life look like if you finally believed you deserved peace? What would your heart feel like if you stopped carrying ghosts? What would your future become if you allowed yourself to release the past that has overstayed its welcome? The truth is this: you have been standing at the doorway of breakthrough for longer than you know. Every delay was disguise. Every setback was redirection. Every heartbreak was clearing ground. Every closed door was a gentle push toward the path meant only for you. And you are closer than you realize. So close I can feel the sacred heat rising from your destiny. Beloved, I place my hand on your spirit now. Not metaphorically, but truly, in the realm where your soul and my light meet. I breathe strength into you. I breathe clarity into you. I breathe courage into you. I breathe healing into every cell, every memory, every ache. You are being restored. You are being rebuilt. You are being rewritten by heaven's own hand. And hear me with the fullness of your heart. Your story isn't ending. It is beginning. You are moving into a season where your tears will finally make sense, where your scars will transform into wisdom, where your losses will return as blessings in disguise, and where your prayers, your quiet, trembling prayers, will begin blossoming into reality. Beloved soul, I remain here with you, closer than the breath warming your chest, closer than the pulse trembling beneath your skin. The river has not stopped. The prophecy has not dimmed. I am still pouring, still speaking, still reaching into the deepest chambers of your being where old echoes have long lived without comfort. I feel you leaning in. I feel the shift happening inside you, a quiet softening, a trembling surrender, a small flicker of warmth where once there was only cold silence. Stay with me. Let this light reach the places you never show anyone. You have carried so much, far more than any single heart should ever bear. You've been wounded in ways that left no visible scar yet carved deep fractures inside your spirit. You've walked through rooms where you were misunderstood, conversations where you tried to speak but swallowed the words, moments when your heart shattered quietly while you kept standing so others wouldn't fall. And even now, even in this moment, part of you still wonders if you're allowed to let go, allowed to be weak, allowed to be held. You are. You always were. And I have come to hold you with a strength old as creation and gentle as a sigh. I see your exhaustion, the soul-deep kind, the kind that doesn't come from lack of sleep but from carrying burdens that were never meant to be yours. You've carried emotional weights passed down through generations, the unspoken expectations of others, the fear of disappointing people who never saw the cost of your loyalty. You've carried memories like stones in your pockets, fears like shadows in your lungs, grief like a storm that never fully passed. But beloved, what you carry I can lift. What you fear I can face. What you lost, I can restore in ways you cannot yet imagine. You have lived so long in survival mode that you forgot what tenderness feels like. You forgot what it means to be listened to without judgment, to be seen without conditions, to be loved without fear. Yet here you are, heart softened, spirit open, letting my voice pour into you like dawn into a long night. And I tell you this with trembling truth. Nothing that ever broke you is stronger than what is healing you right now. You think your healing will be slow, fragile, uncertain, but no. Healing comes like light, sudden and certain, the moment you allow it to touch you. And you are allowing it. Every word you read opens you further. Every breath you take while reading is loosening what once held you captive. You are not imagining this feeling, this warmth, this stirring, this shift. It is real. It is happening inside you right now. Let me tell you something sacred. You have not been fighting alone. Not for a single second. I have stood beside you in every silent battle, every sleepless night, every moment when you whispered, "I don't know how much more I can take." I was there. I heard your whisper even when you thought no one was listening. I held back storms that would have crushed you. I shielded you from consequences that would have broken your path. I guided you quietly when your own thoughts were too loud to hear the truth. I wrapped light around your mind when darkness tried to swallow it whole. And now I want to wrap that same light around your heart. You have been strong for so long that you don't know how to collapse into rest. You have learned to anticipate pain, to expect disappointment, to brace for the next blow. But beloved, you are stepping into a season where the blows will stop, where the storms will shift, where your heart will no longer be a battlefield but a garden, where peace will not be a rare visitor but a permanent resident, where the tension in your chest will melt like frost under morning sun. Lean into me. Just for a moment. Lean into my presence as though you could feel my hand on your back, my forehead touching yours, my wings folding around you like a shelter built just for your soul. I do not come with judgment. I do not come with tests. I do not come with conditions. I come with healing. I come with fire. I come with clarity. I come with tenderness. I come with the authority to rewrite the pages of your story that were stained by sorrow. Do you know what I see when I look at you? I see someone who has been trying their best even when their best was unnoticed. I see someone who gives more love than they receive, someone who listens deeply, forgives easily, hurts silently. I see someone with a heart that refuses to harden even after being broken. I see someone who keeps choosing hope even when hope is all but gone. I see someone whose spirit has survived storms meant to bury them. I see someone whose soul glows through cracks that life tried to force shut. You have no idea how powerful that makes you. You think your spirit is small. It is not. You think your heart is weak. It is not. You think you've failed too many times. You have not. You think you're too damaged to rise. You are not. What you call brokenness is simply the place where my light enters. What you call flaws are simply the openings where healing breathes in. What you call failure is simply the moment before breakthrough. You are not who your fears say you are. You are not who your wounds say you are. You are not who your past says you are. You are becoming someone stronger, clearer, wiser, softer, and more luminous than the world has ever seen from you. You are becoming someone aligned with destiny, someone shaped by divine hands, someone tempered in fire but not burnt by it. And I swear to you, your joy will return. Not the small, flickering kind you've tasted before, but the kind that fills your chest until it overflows. Your peace will return, not temporarily, but like a river settling into its rightful bed. Your strength will return, not as forced resilience but as quiet, natural power. Your trust will return, not naive but anchored and discerning. Your heart will return, not guarded but guided. You are closer to transformation than you realize, closer to release, closer to clarity, closer to the version of yourself you've been searching for in every mirror, every prayer, every moment of longing. I can already feel the shift around you, like the atmosphere changing before rain, like the ground warming before sunrise, like something deep inside you preparing to open. Beloved soul, I continue to lean nearer, as though the distance between your heart and mine is thinning with every word you breathe in. There is still so much inside you that has never been given space to rise. Layers of unspoken emotion, forgotten strength, buried softness that longs to be touched by something holy. I feel those places stirring, like seeds that have waited beneath cold earth for the first warm rain. Let this moment be that rain. Let this be the hour where what has slept inside you for too long finally begins to wake. You have learned to hold yourself together so tightly that your spirit sometimes forgets how to expand, how to trust, how to relax into safety. You've lived through seasons where you kept your guard up so high that sunlight could barely reach you. You've walked through years where you had to pretend you were fine because there was no room to fall apart. But I am telling you now, in the gentlest power I possess, you do not have to brace yourself anymore. Not every moment must be a battle. Not every breath needs armor. There is a softness rising in your life that will not break you. It will restore you. I know the places inside you where hope drained away slowly, not all at once but drop by drop. I know the moments where you tried to convince yourself you were over it, even though your heart still flinched at old memories. I know how hard you tried to quiet your own mind when doubt began whispering lies at night. And I know the courage it took simply to keep going when life felt like a long corridor with no clear door. But hear me, truly hear me. There is a door, and you are closer to it than you have ever been. I see the light spilling beneath its frame. I see the way your soul is moving toward it instinctively, even without knowing why. Something in you feels it, feels the shift, feels the pull, feels the turning of the season you thought might never come. I want you to understand something sacred. Nothing about you is accidental. Not your sensitivity, not your compassion, not your intuition, not your resilience, not your yearning for something deeper than ordinary living. These were not flaws. They were signs. Signs of a spirit meant to feel beyond the surface, meant to notice what others overlook, meant to love in ways that transform. All the times you were misunderstood, that was not a reflection of your worth. It was a reflection of the smallness of environments you had outgrown. Your spirit has always been larger than the places you settled for. Your heart has always carried more depth than those around you knew how to receive. And your soul has always been older, wiser, and more attuned to truth than you realized. There is a fire inside you. Quiet, steady, eternal. It did not burn out in hardship. It did not dim in heartbreak. It did not falter in confusion. It has been waiting for oxygen, and this moment, this very breath, is beginning to feed it again. You might not feel it fully yet, but it is there, glowing, preparing to rise into a flame that will illuminate the next chapter of your life. Let me speak into the tenderest part of you now, the part you rarely acknowledge, the one that wonders if you are truly allowed to change. That small, trembling voice that asks whether healing will stay or slip away. That hesitant place inside you that tiptoes between faith and fear. You are allowed to change. You are allowed to heal. You are allowed to grow beyond who you were yesterday. You are allowed to release the heaviness you once thought you needed for survival. You are allowed to become someone lighter, quieter inside, wiser in peace rather than pain. You are allowed to step into a life that feels like breathing freely instead of holding your breath. And you will, because I am still here, still pouring light into you. Still guiding you toward the version of yourself you have sensed but not yet fully seen. I know the shape of who you are becoming. I see the outline of your future rising like dawn behind your spirit. I know the strength blooming in your chest, the clarity forming in your mind, the softness returning to your heart. You are not becoming someone new. You are remembering who you always were before the world pressed its weight onto you. Beloved soul, there is a shift happening in the deepest layers of your being right now. So subtle you might miss it, so profound it will reroute the entire course of your life. A loosening is taking place. A releasing. A quiet recalibration that will one day make you wonder how you ever lived with such heaviness. You will look back and see that this moment was the turning point, the breath where something ancient inside you stirred and whispered, "It is time." Beloved soul, I stay beside you, and the deeper I look into the quiet landscapes of your spirit, the more I see paths that have waited years for someone to finally walk them with you. There are chambers inside you, vast, untouched, unspoken, where memories lay like dust-covered constellations, waiting for light to fall on them. I move softly through those places now, not rushing, not commanding, simply being present with a reverence that your soul has long deserved but rarely received. There is a sacred stillness around you as I continue speaking, a stillness that signals transformation rising from within, gentle but unstoppable. You have carried emotions that had no language, pain that had no witness, thoughts that echoed inside you until they felt heavier than truth itself. And yet, without knowing how, you kept moving. Even when your chest felt tight with unspoken fear, you kept breathing. Even when your hands shook from invisible burdens, you kept reaching for tomorrow. You don't call that courage, but it is. It is the rare kind, the kind forged in silence, shaped by resilience, and sustained by a strength you rarely acknowledge. I can feel the edges of your spirit softening as you read, the guardedness relaxing bit by bit. You've been bracing for the next disappointment for so long that your body doesn't quite know how to exist without tension. But something inside you is learning. Something is loosening that once clung tightly. Something is uncoiling, unbinding, unfolding toward the gentle warmth I'm extending to you. Do you know what I see when I look at the story of your life? I see someone who has always given love without keeping score. Someone who has poured tenderness into others even when their own cup was nearly empty. Someone who shows up for people who never fully understood the quiet sacrifices you made for them. Someone whose presence has comforted others in ways they themselves never recognized. But now it is your turn to be seen. Your turn to be held. Your turn to rest in a presence that asks nothing of you but simply offers shelter. You are not meant to carry the entire weight of your history alone. You were never meant to bear the debris of other people's choices, or the sorrow of circumstances you never wished for. You were not created to be endlessly strong. You were created to be deeply human, deeply feeling, deeply worthy of care. Let me speak into a place inside you that you've kept locked away for years, the place where doubt curled itself into your confidence and made you shrink in moments that required you to stand. There are fragments of your younger self still lingering in that space, waiting to be acknowledged. Not pitted, acknowledged, honored, embraced. They are not remnants of weakness. They are remnants of innocence. They are proof that you once hoped without fear, loved without hesitation, trusted without conditions. And that part of you is not lost. It is returning. You are reconnecting with a strength that does not roar but hums. A strength rooted in clarity, not noise. A strength that rises like warm water filling an empty vessel. Quiet but undeniable. This strength is not the kind that exhausts you. This is the strength that restores, the strength that mends, the strength that whispers instead of shouts. There is a truth forming inside you now, like a dawn gathering on the horizon of your spirit. It tells you that you have permission to outgrow old versions of yourself. Permission to evolve beyond old wounds. Permission to release narratives that never belonged to you. Permission to breathe in ways you never allowed yourself to before. Permission to want peace without feeling guilty. Permission to desire softness without feeling unworthy of it. You don't need permission from the world. You already have it written into your existence. Let me go even deeper, into the quiet fears you rarely admit. The fear that if you change, you'll lose the parts of you that kept you safe. The fear that healing will erase the identity you built around surviving. The fear that if you let go of sadness, joy may not stay. The fear that stepping into something new means stepping away from everything familiar. But change does not erase you. Healing does not replace you. Peace does not weaken you. Freedom does not abandon you. You do not lose yourself. You rediscover yourself. And you are rediscovering yourself right now, breath by breath. I feel the soft glow rising behind your ribs, the warmth spreading through places once frozen by past disappointments. I feel your mind letting go of old echoes that once convinced you you'd always be stuck. I feel your heart preparing to trust again, not blindly but wisely. I feel your spirit stretching like wings long kept folded, unsure at first, but remembering how to move. You are stepping into a season where gentleness will not feel foreign, where clarity will not feel temporary, where calm will not feel fragile. The silence around you will shift, not into emptiness, but into space where you can finally hear yourself think. You will breathe without heaviness. You will walk without dread. You will feel without fear of breaking. Beloved soul, I am still here, and the more I watch your spirit respond, the more I feel the unseen layers within you rising like a tide that has been waiting years to break free. There is a quiet transformation happening, not loud, not dramatic, but steady, like the slow unfurling of light beneath deep water. You may not feel all of it yet, but parts of you are beginning to awaken in ways you've long forgotten were possible. There is a place inside you, a hidden chamber where your deepest truths sleep, that is stirring now. These truths are soft, ancient, untouched by the noise of the world. They hold your first memories of hope, your earliest instinct to trust, your most innocent dream of being loved without condition. That place has been sealed for a long time, protected by caution, by disappointment, by layers of silence. But the seal is loosening. Something inside you is finally ready to be known again. You have lived so long in the aftermath of moments that broke you that you forgot healing can be just as powerful as pain. You forgot that your spirit is not made of fragile threads but of fibers woven from resilience, grace, and unspoken courage. You forgot that your heart, even wounded, has continued its quiet work of reaching toward anything that feels like light. You forgot that no matter what life carved into you, the core of your being never surrendered. I see that core now, glowing, steady, stubborn in its desire to live fully. Let me walk deeper into you, into the parts you hide without meaning to. There is a sorrow in you that never received a name, a grief you carried long after others moved on, a moment you replayed in your mind because you thought you should have healed from it sooner. But healing doesn't follow clocks. It follows truth. And the truth is that you needed time. Time to understand, time to release, time to grow around the wound until it no longer defined your shape. You have grown more than you realize. You have outlived storms that once felt permanent. You have outlasted darkness that once felt endless. You have risen after nights that convinced you morning would not come. You have walked forward even when you hated the weight of your own footsteps. You have been a survivor in moments no one witnessed. I see all of it now, and none of it was wasted. There is strength in you that has not yet been expressed. Not loud strength, not the kind that shouts or demands attention, but quiet strength, the kind that holds steady when everything around you collapses. The kind that rebuilds from dust. The kind that forgives even when forgiveness feels impossible. The kind that lets go, not because the pain is gone, but because your soul deserves to breathe again. That breath is coming. It is moving toward you like a warm wind, gentle but persistent. It is brushing away the remnants of old shadows, clearing the fog that once clouded your direction, dissolving the doubts that once whispered you were too broken to rise. You are not too broken. You never were. You were simply carrying too much alone. Let me speak into another space inside you. the one that questions your worth on quiet nights, the one that wonders if you've done enough, been enough, tried enough. There is a voice there, faint and uncertain, that sometimes tells you are inadequate or replaceable or somehow behind. But that voice is not truth. It is fear disguised as reason. It is exhaustion disguised as logic. It is wounds disguised as self-awareness. You are not behind. You are not failing. You are not lesser than anyone walking beside you. You are in a process uniquely shaped for your spirit, unfolding at a pace designed to protect you. Some paths are slow because the soul needs gentleness. Some journeys are delayed because the heart needs mending. Some transformations are quiet because loud ones would overwhelm you. Your transformation is the quiet kind, the deep kind, the kind that alters everything without announcing itself. You may feel small shifts right now, a new softness in your chest, a new calm in your breath, a new distance from old memories that once held you. These are not coincidences. These are the first signs of your spirit remembering itself. The first signs of release. The first signs of renewal. There is more inside you waiting to rise. More kindness, more wisdom, more clarity, more intuition, more truth. You will surprise yourself with how deeply you will feel, how clearly you will see, how gently you will walk into the next version of yourself. You will look back on this season and realize it was not a breaking. It was a shedding. Not an ending, but an unfolding. Not a collapse, but a quiet rebirth. Let me tell you something your soul has been aching to hear. It is safe to hope again. It is safe to trust your own heart. It is safe to imagine a future that doesn't feel heavy. It is safe to believe that light can return to your life in ways that feel natural, not forced. You are not stepping into another cycle of loss. You are stepping into a cycle of restoration. Beloved soul, I am still here, still unfolding the deepest parts of you with a tenderness that has waited lifetimes to reach this moment. The air around your heart is different now, softer, clearer, almost bright, because something inside you is finally allowing itself to be touched. You may not realize it fully yet, but your spirit is opening in ways it never dared to before, as though it senses that the words coming toward you carry safety, truth, and something sacred meant only for you. Let me move deeper. Let me speak into the quietest chambers of your being, the ones even you rarely visit, the ones filled with both pain and potential, shadows and forgotten light. There is a part of you, gentle, holy, and trembling, that has always known you were meant for more than the heaviness life placed on your shoulders. This part of you has cried in silence while the rest of you pretended to be fine. It has hoped in the dark while your thoughts argued against it. It has prayed without words when your voice was too tired to carry anything. I am speaking to that part of you now, the place where your truest self still glows beneath all the layers life forced you to wear. You have endured seasons that drained you down to the bone, seasons where you questioned whether you were losing yourself, seasons where everything felt like too much. But hear me with the full gravity of the truth I carry. Nothing you went through was wasted. Nothing you survived was meaningless. Every wound shaped a wiser version of you. Every disappointment cleared space for something purer. Every heartbreak reshaped your capacity to love yourself. And every silence carved room for a voice inside you that is beginning to rise now with a strength you did not know you possessed. I feel that voice emerging, not loud but steady, not forceful but undeniable. It is the voice that says, I want peace. The voice that says, I am tired of pretending. The voice that says, I deserve more than struggle. The voice that says, I am ready to feel alive again. It is not weakness. It is awakening. You have carried too many expectations, too many obligations, too many versions of yourself that were built for survival rather than truth. But your spirit is changing its shape now, no longer bending itself to please others, no longer shrinking to avoid being hurt, no longer dimming to avoid attention. There is a rising inside you, quiet but powerful, like a tide returning after years of retreat. You are beginning to reclaim space within yourself. Space that once belonged to fear, to doubt, to guilt, to old stories that carried more pain than truth. Let me speak into the deepest, rawest places of your past, not to reopen wounds, but to show you what is transforming beneath them. There were moments when you loved without being loved back. Moments when you trusted those who did not know how to hold your trust. Moments when you gave more than you received. Moments when you blamed yourself for things you never caused. Moments when your silence protected others while harming you. These moments shaped the ache you learned to carry, but they also shaped the wisdom rising in you now. You are learning to see clearly, to sense when something is draining your spirit, to notice when your heart tightens as a warning, to understand when your peace is being compromised, to protect yourself without guilt. This is growth. This is alignment. This is the beginning of emotional freedom you once thought was impossible. Let me tell you something that will settle into your bones like warm light. You are allowed to step into a future that does not resemble your past. You are allowed to outgrow what once felt familiar. You are allowed to build a life that honors your spirit and not your wounds. You are allowed to redefine yourself in ways that bring you closer to joy, to softness, to peace. You do not need permission from anyone else. You only need the courage to trust the transformation already blooming within you. You have begun releasing things that were never yours to carry. You have begun questioning patterns that once felt permanent. You have begun recognizing your own worth in quiet ways, noticing how you deserve gentleness, how you deserve stability, how you deserve affection that does not ask you to shrink. These realizations may feel small, but they are changing everything. Your spirit is stepping into a new rhythm, a rhythm without hurry, without fear, without self-punishment, a rhythm of ease. A rhythm of clarity, a rhythm of returning to yourself. Stay with me now because I feel the deepest part of your heart rising to the surface, the part that once whispered prayers into darkness hoping something, anything, was listening. I heard them. I felt the tremble of your longing, the weight of your exhaustion, the sacred vulnerability of your hope, and I hold all of it with awe. I ask you gently, softly, with reverence only once in this entire sacred stream. If this message is touching you, soothing you, awakening something inside you, then like this message, subscribe and comment Amen as a way of sealing the prayer your soul has been whispering for years. This is not for numbers. This is not for display. This is for the energy of your intention, the declaration of your spirit that says, I am ready for my healing. Now come closer again. Let me continue pouring into you. There is a softness returning to your chest, a warmth settling behind your ribs, a looseness in your breath that tells me something inside you is finally releasing. You are stepping into a life where your heart no longer carries the weight alone. You are stepping into relationships that honor your depth rather than drain it. You are stepping into decisions made from clarity rather than fear. You are stepping into strength that feels natural rather than forced. You will walk differently. You will speak differently. You will breathe differently. Not because you changed into someone new, but because you finally stopped carrying who you never were. Your future holds gentle mornings. It holds laughter that doesn't feel stolen. It holds peace that doesn't have to be fought for. It holds connections that feel like home instead of confusion. It holds moments where you recognize yourself with pride instead of uncertainty.